Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. So I just want to let y'all know, for the past 3 days, I've really been trying to make a video to post for y'all, and I just haven't been able to get around to it. A lot of distractions going on, and yeah, they've been getting the best of me. I told y'all Tuesday and Saturdays I need to stick to that. I was supposed to post a video Saturday, didn't get around to it. Well, I started it but didn't finish it because I was so tired, stayed up late, just a whole bunch of stuff, whole bunch of real life stuff. But yeah, in this video I literally, hold on guys, sorry about that. Yeah, yeah, so I had lost my train of thought for 1 second, but in this video I really want to talk about mental health. It's been some past few days, y'all, and I remember recently, maybe it was like a week ago, my mama told me, she was like, don't be getting knocked off your path, you know what I'm saying, and to a certain extent, because when I fell off from making my videos and stuff like that, and I told myself I wasn't gonna go X amount of days without making a video, but I did. It came around to that, and outside of everything else that be going on in my life, you have to prioritize. You know what I'm saying? And I just realized it don't matter how old you are, like, you're never too old to learn something new. Like, you feel like because you're a certain age that you know this, that, but really you really don't, and sometimes you gotta take a step back and self-reflect. This self-reflect has been the two words on my radar like these past 3 days, because y'all, when I tell y'all, distractions is real, temptations is real. Like, I feel like I fell off my ball so much just in these past few days. And it matters, the people you have in your corner, the people that you have around you, like your environment. What are you putting into your mental? All these things that I feel like they get talked about, but they're not. My bad again, y'all. But those things are talked about, but they're not talked about to an extent where it creates awareness. It really makes you like, oh, I'm seeing this type of video a lot, let me click on it, let me watch it. It's a lot more other derogatory things that have nothing to do with self-love, mental health, growth, spirituality, talking about God, talking about the Lord, talking about Jesus. It's not a lot of platforms like that. Like I said, there are platforms out there like that, but I literally probably can just count them on maybe one hand, maybe two. The people that I watch anyway, I'm pretty sure there's other people, but I'm saying you don't come across a lot of authenticity, right? So when you find that authenticity, you want to hold on to it, because you want something that's worth holding on to in this world, whether it's like a person, whether it's a thought, an idea, something that's real, something that's authentic, something that's true, something that you can articulate, something that you just know for a fact in your soul. You know what I'm saying? Like, your discernment is just like, okay, yes, this is the thing, I can hang on to this. This is some truth I can hang on to in a world full of lies and deceit. And every so often I have epiphany moments. You know what I'm saying? I have epiphany moments to where I feel like I'm relearning something for the first time. Like, I've learned it before, but it's like this particular time, it's like I'm learning it again. And it made me realize that we learn a lot of the same lessons over and over again. And the reason why we keep repeating those same lessons is because we haven't truly fully learned the lesson. You know what I'm saying? We took some notes, you know what I'm saying? We played it in our head, we thought about it, and then, but we didn't really like understand it and fully grasp and take it in and apply it. We kind of like, okay, I know what that means, so as long as I know what it means, I'm gonna stick to that. But we don't actually apply a lot of things that we learn until it's time to learn them. And so I'm saying all that to say, yeah, that's definitely what I've been on. And also, I feel like my overthinking has really been just taking me all the way left, where places where it shouldn't be. I've never been a person who have had depression often. You know what I'm saying? But I have gone through a lot of phases in my life where I've had suicidal thoughts. You know what I'm saying? I've been exposed to environments that I never thought I would be exposed to. I've been around. Sorry again, y'all. Keep getting these interruptions, but dang it. But yeah, been around environments that I should have never been in, hung around crowds that I had no business hanging around. You pick up habits. You go through trauma because you choose the wrong person to be around, and you kind of just, you know what I'm saying? And God put us in situations for reasons. God take us through trials and tribulations for reasons, and when you kind of look back on everything you've been through, everything that you've learned, you're thankful. And sometimes you forget what you've learned already. And you end up back in a situation to where you have to be told something by somebody. And, another thing, like, God put such detail, so much knowledge, so much juice, so much game in the Bible. That one Bible verse, don't quote me because I don't know the particular scripture or chapter, but we have 2 ears. Well, no, be quick to listen, slow to speak, and something else. But that term holds so much weight, and I realized that for the most part, I do not follow that term. Like, I don't follow that term at all. And it's been so hard for me to take corrective criticism, or I let my trauma just snap me out of a mode just like that. And sometimes you can't always blame it on the devil. You can't blame it on, that was the devil. The devil got a hold of me, and the devil keep on trying me. Like, okay, at a certain extent you could say that. But for one, you ain't no God's chosen one, or you ain't no fighter if you can't just sit there and just take responsibility for your own actions and realize that even if you realize it late down the line, I'm 30 years old next month, and it's still things that I'm learning every day, every week, every month, every hour, just depending on who knows. Life has a way of just happening, and you know what I'm saying? But yeah, sometimes I can talk like this with y'all and have an intellectual, intelligent, intriguing conversation. And then sometimes I could crash out, and I could be on some insecure, I'm not going to say ignorant, but insecure, kind of like just too emotional type, too defensive type time. And it's just like, saying, dang, why did I let that happen? And sometimes it's like, it don't matter if you smoking, drinking, whatever, if you sober, if you, vibing or whatever, like still, if we take a second to really just think and really just use our mental, that's why mental health is so important. And really just, learning how to just be quiet and listen first and give ourselves time to react, instead of just automatically going off that initial reaction. This world does not care about your emotions. They didn't care about Jesus' emotions. This world does not care about your emotions. And like I said, every so often I realize that, dang, I've been holding back from myself in certain situations where I should have just let myself break free. And there's times where I let myself break free, like now. When I should be holding back. It's like, sometimes it's hard for me. I swear I be seeing things, seeing people. And I swear it's hard for me sometimes to just balance the two. Because with me, it's like, I don't know how to be in the middle. I'm even this or that. I can't be, this, that. That's just like what the Lord say in the Bible. Like, you even hot or cold. You can't be lukewarm. That's how I am. Like, and if I feel like I'm too hot, if I feel like I'm like lukewarm, like I'm not hot, but I'm not cold, I get in this like little frenzy to where like I have to pull myself to one side. Even I'm going to go over here, or even I'm going to go over here. And whenever I catch myself in that kind of like gray area, it's like I get in this mindset and I'm like, okay. And I overthink it, y'all. I overthink it. But I know the Lord is still with me. And I realize like spiritual warfare is so strong, it's so real, it's so powerful. And just to have a mindset to, for once, to have God in your life, and long as you know, it starts with a what is it called, a something of faith, uh just an inkling of faith. All you gotta do is just hold God's coattail. All you gotta do is just, hang on to just the back of Jesus' hand. Like, you don't even necessarily have to be like just fully submerged. If you know him, if you still got him in your life, just an inkling, there is a light at the end of the tunnel for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, and just build off that. You have to have some truth. You have to have something to hold on to keep you going. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta have that light. You gotta have that light at the end of the tunnel. Who wants to just be walking in darkness for all their life? And really, fear is a disease. Fear is a mental health issue. You know what I'm saying? This is my self-therapy right now. I don't even know if I could even listen to somebody else talk to me about certain things if they haven't been through it already. Because if you haven't been through it, you're not going to truly understand how I feel. And sometimes I wish I'm able to talk in such a way all the time, but sometimes I'm not. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I wish I can apply what I say on my video to somebody, to their face. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, being a chosen one and being alone and, staying, God keeping you single for a reason. You know what I'm saying? I've been single for so long. And, it gets lonely sometimes, but at the same time, I've rocked it out, like, for so long, and I'm still rocking it out. But as soon as you get, like, that little inkling, a piece of something where there's a love relationship or whatever, it's just like, you can't handle it. You don't know what to do because it's been so long, So it's like, you have your moments. We have our crash out moments, you know what I'm saying? We have our moments where we're emotional. We have our moments, and it's okay. God is still with us. God is still there. Sometimes I feel like I really be being so hard on myself all the time. And sometimes I don't like that I'm clingy sometimes. I don't like that I'm pessimistic sometimes. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I'm this, I'm that, I'm this, I'm that. And that's just the thing. Like, I'm this, I'm that, and I'm this, I'm that. I'm a lot of things, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes we're so much that we got to know how to deal with us. Like, know how to let yourself just be. That's why knowing who you are is so important. Knowing who you are is so important. And I feel like a part of knowing who you are is a part of accepting yourself, accepting your flaws, accepting yourself for who you are. You know what I'm saying? If you can't accept yourself for who you are first, nobody else is going to accept you for who you are. And that's just coming out straight up. I feel like these days everybody is just so focused on like the positive of the person, and they're not really looking at the negative of the person. Or if they do look at the negative of the person, they just don't have the patience for it. They don't have the patience to stick it out through the negative with that person. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody want everything to be all cookies and cream and peaches. No, I definitely don't want it to be like that. And I feel like I've been in this head state, and I've been in this stigma, like generational curses, you know what I'm saying, of feeling like I always have to be good in a relationship. Because if I have a flaw, you know what I'm saying, nobody has the patience for flaws. Nobody has the patience, nobody wants to grow with you. Soon as somebody see a red flag, I'm telling you, soon as somebody see a red flag, they like, oh, that's it. What type of red flag is it? You know what I'm saying? Is it a red flag that you can fix? Is it a red flag that's doable? Is it a red flag that maybe you have in yourself that you just don't acknowledge because you just want to look past your red flag and you just want to pick the speck out of somebody else's eye instead of getting the speck out of your own eye first? You know what I'm saying? Like, what is it? And I'm going to tell y'all something, because it's a lot of things I be holding in, I be holding back. But every now and then, I have to let it out. I have to vent. If I can't talk to somebody else about it and feel like they'll listen to me and feel like they'll understand me, then look, I'll take it to a video. And this ain't even being like overly emotional and this is me, like, this is real talk. This is how I feel. And I feel like I'm still spitting gems. I feel like this is real life stuff. I feel like I'm going to talk about things that other people want to talk about, but they're scared to talk about. And yeah, don't get me wrong, I have my moments, but then I also have my moments like this too, where it's like, okay, enough is enough. I need to vent. I need to let it out. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes I can't let it out the way I want to in certain, you know what I'm saying, environments and situations and, you know, vibes and moods and stuff like that. So yeah, I do hold back. You know what I'm saying? And that's okay, because you don't, it's certain times where you're supposed to spit gems, and it's certain times where you're supposed to hold them guys in your pocket, because it's not the time. It's not the time or place. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, but let's address self problems. You know what I'm saying? Let's address, what issues do you have? Let's address that first, because I realize really saying your flaws out loud and realize them is going to help you to fix those. You know what I'm saying? It's like, if I know I can't take corrective criticism, if you're hearing the same thing from the same, like, if you're hearing the same thing about you from different people, okay, it's true. Then it's come a time where you got to be like, okay, maybe it is me. You know what I'm saying? And so there's that. But then again, it's just like, look, I know I'm crazy. I know I get emotional. Like, I know, like, what if some parts of you are just meant to be there for you? God made you the way you are for a reason. Now, if it's something that's hindering you just over time, and you realize that God also teaches common sense, but common sense ain't too common these days. But we are blessed with certain flaws, you know what I'm saying? And that makes us perfectly imperfect. You know what I'm saying? We have imperfections. And that's what makes us us. And I feel like some of those imperfections is what you're supposed to strive off of. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that is where kind of you knowing yourself, I feel like that comes from your flaws, right? Because everybody has different flaws. You know what I'm saying? And also, a lot of people got the same flaws. But how can you grow off your flaws? I feel like knowing your flaws and growing from your flaws makes you into the person that you become. If you get what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? So like me, wearing my heart on my sleeve, or being overly emotional, or being pessimistic, or being clingy, you know what I'm saying? Or being defensive. All these things, if I didn't have those things, and I go talk to people, get in relationships, get to know this person, and those flaws that I have is the reason why my relationships ended with these people. And you know what I'm saying? And when you see the pattern, and then you're lucky if you able to talk to somebody that understands you and is willing, that has been where you at, and is willing to give you advice and tell you about yourself and tell you what not to do. You know what I'm saying? But if you don't want to listen to it, then it's like, you know, you don't want to listen, you don't want to grow. You know what I'm saying? But I also feel like that people just have to stick around long enough. You know, it just all in, like, if it's that person for you, they don't care. They're going to stick it out. They can be mad at you, but they're going to stick it out with you. And they're going to get through it with you. And they're going to help you. They probably going to cuss you out sometimes. You know what I'm saying? They probably going to ignore you for maybe like a day, or act a little, you know what I'm saying? But people, you got to let people cope in their own way. You have to let people have their peace in their own way. Like, we have to really understand each other's boundaries. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm talking about relationships, because I feel like that's the only thing that this is probably going to really make sense going towards when you talk about boundaries. And of course, it's going to be being in a relationship with somebody, whether it's a friendship, whether it's a partnership, you know, even like employee wise, like working with somebody. Knowing boundaries is definitely important. And everybody is not the same, because some people don't set boundaries. But also, if you're a type of person that even if that person don't set boundaries, you still have your boundaries that you wouldn't cross, because you wouldn't want nobody to cross those boundaries with you. So even though a person didn't let you know their boundaries, just the way you move, you still not going to move like that, because you know, okay, I wouldn't want nobody to do that to me. You know what I'm saying? And that's also called having morals. You know what I'm saying? Having respect for other people, because you want the same respect that you give. Now, is that always going to happen? No. Are you always going to get the same respect that you give? No. You know what I'm saying? Are you going to always be able to talk to this person like you talk to that person? No. You know what I'm saying? So this video has went all the way to a whole nother subject. This is how much I be wanting to talk. But I'm gonna save all these clips and I'm gonna chop them up and I'm just gonna make videos and just talk, because this is what I love to do. This is what I love to do. You know, accept yourself. Like, realize what your flaws is. Realize what, you know what I'm saying, your imperfections is. Accept it. Love it. Now, like I said, if it's something that's hindering you, maybe think of ways that you can change it in a positive way. I feel like we be so hard on ourselves in a negative way, instead of just being like, you know what, Jasmine, sometimes you talk too much. But you know what? Let's just think about what we're going to say before we say it. Stick to that. And try not to get off subject and start babbling. Save that for when you do a video. You know what I'm saying? Read people's body language. Like, see, does this person really want, you know? It's a lot of stuff, but, oh, I have so much stuff to talk about. But, yeah, guys, this is one of them videos to where, like, this is the open chat, venting. I'm still on my walk with Christ. I am God is still working on me. He is not done with me yet. He is not done with you yet. So do not be done with him yet. And, you know, we're going to keep this thing going, y'all. We're going to keep this thing going. Bear with me. You know, I'm trying to stay as consistent as I can. I'm battling over here. I'm battling myself over here. But I'm just finding ways to just keep my headspace in a positive one and just see what it is that I can do to kind of vent. And this right here is definitely my self-therapy. Me talking to myself, talking to y'all, of course. And, you know, I love this. I love this. But I'll catch y'all in the next video. I love y'all. Peace and blessings. Hope you took something from this vast video. And I love y'all. I'll see y'all in the next video. Good night.